Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Prospects eRacing League. Now we're here for Tier 4 and their Round 9 race at Abu Dhabi. A nice 16-car grid. Tonight, following me in the comms box is Chappers. Good evening, Chappers.
Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing today?
Yeah, how are you? I'm great. How are you?
I'm very, very well. It's good to be here once again for Tier 4.
Yes, I was saying earlier on in the Academy race, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Obviously, not here last
Definitely.
week, but yeah, good to be back here. A couple of these drivers have just finished the academy race as well, so
Yeah.
excuse me, got their 25% of 15 laps underneath their belt
hmm
as well. So class that as practice as you will. They were Mason, Kai, Vintage, Tita Boy, Beget, Artistic.
Okay.
Kai ended up winning that race.
Okay.
Kai ended up winning that race with Tita Boy crashing out, Baguette crashing out. Artistic finished the race in P11. Mason retired as well. So very up and down, sort of an up and
Mm,
down sort of order, podium, grid, as you will.
yeah.
But yes, let's see what we can do in here this evening, guys. How are we all doing? Hopefully we're all well.
Let's get the stream up for us so I can see the chat as well. I will say, though, I've been out on this track twice this week, and there's some very, very sketchy sections of this track. I did
Absolutely,
have a
yeah.
spin
Sector
in
1
the reserve in Tier
for a
1,
start.
which I was quite frustrated with because I had a good start. But on the Petite corner, as you would call it. But then
Yeah,
when I
that's very
needed to,
skiddy there, isn't it?
didn't make any mistakes apart from screwing my strategy on Tuesday. But yeah, it's a very interesting track because a lot of the times they're meant to be quite close here. I think for qualifying. But the first car out is the Alpine of just Kermie Sanders. He's just kind of running a bit longer. Hairpin before coming onto the back straight, weaving there, warming up his tyres, getting ready to go racing here for this when we get underway in about 16 minutes time. The God drivers have 18 minutes of qualifying to set their best laps.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually going to put money on Kai for pole, to be honest.
Yeah.
From what I saw earlier, I
Okay.
definitely think Kai could be a pole position competitor this evening for sure.
What sort of qualifying times are you expecting to see these guys?
What was last night's pole position time?
I'm unsure, but I know Tuesday I did a 23.8 tier 2, but I'm unsure about tier 3.
Can't remember what the
Can't
pole position
exactly
time
remember
was
what it
earlier.
was. I think tier 1 they did a 23.4 was the fastest time. Tier 2 was 23.8. I don't know what tier 3 was, so I'm expecting to probably see it be definitely a low 24 would be
Yeah, low
great to
24. I
see.
mean, I could probably argue that you could possibly even see a high
Oh, just
23, to
can
be
we sound
honest.
around?
Yeah, he has. That's one of the parts of the track that you can definitely
Yeah.
lose the car, and he does do just that. So Kai is on a lap now as he goes through where just Komi-san has just spun actually, and I have to turn this game down because it is awful in my ear holes.
Yeah. And I will just also point out a couple of guys that I can remember this week have actually been disqualified from the qualifying for spinning out of the pit lane or spinning into the pit lane. I don't remember
Carnage was one
exactly
of those
which one of
decided to
those
do
it
as well.
was. Yeah, that can happen. So the drivers have got to be wary of that as well. That the game can screw them over basically. So they're gonna have to be aware.
Yeah, absolutely. As Mason comes in saying, "I'm just chilling, waiting for the track to warm up." Yeah, interesting that you're going to do that. Yeah, definitely. Let the track get a bit more green, get some more rubber onto the track, and yeah, definitely go
Yeah,
out with about 5-6 minutes to go, I assume.
that is good. That's a good little feature that's in the game. To be fair, isn't it? Really? I'm pretty sure that is an actual thing, isn't it? The track actually
Yeah,
rubbers, or
the
is that
track
just
rubbers up. Yeah, the track definitely rubbers in. The track definitely gets quicker as the session goes on. Now, Kai coming through Latifi corner invalidates at Latifi corner actually.
it does?
And I'm not sure if he was put off a little bit by the yellow flags ahead of him.
Maybe.
There was a couple of cars Ferrari and just Komi-san actually just causing those yellow flags. If he goes quickest 24.8, I'd expect to see that time beaten, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Mark
definitely
comes to the line at 26.4. I definitely think there's a better time in there for him as well. But I think he's done for this first round. I'll actually turn the game down too much now, so bear with me a second.
No problem. I want to see who is the next person that is on a lap, and I believe it is one of the Alfa Romeos of Villeneuve Cade on an out lap, because that is teammate was following behind. Robbie Butler is actually on a lap. One of the Ferrari just comes over Scoopex.
So it's Robbie Butler is the next driver to cross the line. I was saying earlier just how lovely this hotel is.
I know, right? Isn't it lovely? It's certainly a Grand Prix that you'd have to try and go to at some point, but I do think it would be rather expensive.
Yeah, we should definitely go to Las Vegas, guys. Who wants to pay for us to go to Las Vegas?
Oh, yeah, if you want to splash out, it's a fortune. Yeah. How much are the tickets that I've heard for that Grand Prix? Because I've heard that up. Seriously? What? Up the full shilling tickets? Like?
Oh, I think they start at 10k.
If that can't be general admission.
I'm not sure what it is. I think it's just like
the VIP one?
No, they got to 100,000.
What?
Yeah. It's absolutely mental. I saw a post on it the other day actually, and it's just ludicrous. I mean, how it's going to stay on the calendar, I don't know. It's literally just going to be one of those for the rich and famous.
There won't be any attendance from like. You say general public, unless you're insanely rich.
Let's have a look, guys. So let's have a look at the Las Vegas.
So I know Miami's a few £100, like just a general ticket, and like a few thousand for like a VIP one.
Right, here we go. Formula One, here we go. Formula One, tickets.formula One. For Las Vegas next year. We don't know, because the F1 channel isn't saying it yet.
Every confirmation soon, I presume. Yeah, if there is anybody else new in the stream at the moment and you haven't seen this before, this is Prospects eRacing League, where
they are saying... Yeah, sorry, carry on.
Okay. Yeah, there are 4 tiers here, 4 play stage, and this is your tier 4 for this evening. They run Aries from Monday to Thursday at 10 PM UK time, and there's also 2 PC tiers on a Monday and Tuesday starting at 8 PM. There's also an Academy on the Thursday at 8 PM as well, so we've just had that Grand Prix happen. So if you are interested, there is a Discord link. I believe there might be someone that will put it in the chat, but there is a Discord for you to join. If you're interested, sign up and you could be on the track next season.
So they're saying here that it can cost you anything up to $100,000. But they are planning to make an affordable ticket with general admission around $640. That is still about $500
for the weekend. For the weekend.
I don't know if that's for the weekend.
If that's for race day, that's just ludicrous.
Let's have a look. Who's on a lap at the minute? Get has just gone P5, so Mason's on a lap at the moment, getting all sorts of out of shape.
Currently the fastest lap, only a 24.6, but there is still 10 minutes of this session remaining, so maybe our prediction of a low 24 might be spot on, really. I'll see what Mason can do.
No, sorry, we're talking about the Miami Grand Prix this year. So the Miami Grand Prix this year, tickets were extremely high, some of which were close to $30,000. The cheapest grandstand ticket for a race day was $640.
That's ridiculous money. That's
So
crazy.
there we go. So yes, Mason into P6
Oh,
there.
Craigie
Oh,
round.
Craigie's, that was a
Yeah,
huge smash.
that was a massive smash for Craigie. He's currently not set a laptop yet. Craigie just making his
Return.
semi-return when he can, because he's very, very busy with work at the moment. So he's racing when he can, and he actually did quite a good performance last week as well, from my knowledge. He did extremely well on his return, and I'm
Oh, was he back last week,
sure
was it?
he was. He did race last week,
Nice. Just
and he did
Kobe-san goes
rather
into
well.
third.
I think he got like a third or fourth last week, Craigie. He did really, really well on his return, and he was really surprised about it as well. So
Yeah,
sure
definitely.
he'll be hoping to replicate that performance this week here
I
when
think
we
we
are.
should keep an eye out in the race for Vintage again.
Yes.
Kai, definitely. Be interesting to see how Baguette does.
Yes, definitely.
Artistic, good to see Artistic racing. Obviously, he's been away for a couple of weeks, hasn't he? I don't think he was here last week. Was he racing?
I don't think he was. I think we missed quite a few people last week.
Yeah.
Let me just check the championship, because last week Vintage actually did DNF.
Oh,
Which, yeah, he did DNF last week, which blew the championship right open. If I go
yeah, I'd
to,
imagine it would actually. Well, let's not
yeah,
imagine it
I'll look at
definitely
the
would have blown it
results.
open.
So last
As
week,
Carnage goes purple sector 2.
yeah, so Craigie actually finished third last week, and it was Carnage in first, with Kai in second, Craigie in third, with Page in fourth. So now the championship
Got
has
closed up Carnage
switched around.
and Baguette,
Well,
right?
it's well, you'll be surprised. It's actually Carnage now in the lead with 112 points, with Baguette with 103, with Kai with 96, and Vintage with 95.
Crazy. As Carnage sets a 24.5 for the fastest lap. Provisional pole position for Carnage. Now, he was absolutely rapid on that lap. It looked incredibly smooth indeed.
Yeah, it did. Very good lap there from your new championship leader as of last week when we left Hungary.
Would you say Kai's in third now?
He is. And Kai is your third place at the moment in the
And how many points away
championship.
from championship lead?
Well, Carnage is currently on 112, with Page in second on 103, with Kai on 96. So he's got a little bit of work.
I mean,
16 points.
he's only got to decently outscore Baguette today. I mean, a win would do him wonders in the championship. Because obviously he takes out 7 points to Carnage. Minimum of 7 points to Carnage. So absolutely crucial that Kai does actually win if he wants to put a bit of a challenge into the championship. And obviously he has won this afternoon already, so he's already very much warmed up as we're following him through here, turn 2 into 3, down towards that long hairpin onto the back straight as he goes 800ths quicker. 800s quicker than his current time. It wasn't a purple sector 1, I don't think.
Didn't quite see, but yeah, there is 17 points covering your top 4 in the championship. So it's very, very close here with 4 races to go, and that is including this Grand Prix here at Marina.
So he's coming down to the next sector split. He's got a 24.5 to beat. He's almost 4 tenths up already on his time.
Let's off a little bit there, coming around that corner. Very difficult to get that rear sliding, but if you can get it sliding and keep it under control and get the power down nicely, you can actually gain a bit of track, gain a bit of speed coming out of that corner. Getting that clarified as he comes around the toothy corner, as I call it.
Incredibly smooth.
Yeah, that last sector's looked really good. This could be a very good lap there.
Beautiful, actually. A very, very good time. We're looking at a 23 here.
23.9. Wow. Very, very good time there.
I'd say a high 23 to 94 pole.
That would have put him about P2 or P3 in Tier 2. That's a very, very good time there for Kai. That last sector looked lovely.
Yeah, it
Really,
did.
really
Craigie's
nice.
on a lap at the moment. He's managed to keep it going
Yeah.
with all of his front wing intact at the moment as well. So let's see what he can do on his first timed lap.
Yeah.
Matty D coming in saying, let's go artistic. But saying that there may be a driver inheriting P2 after tonight. We'll have to wait and see. As Ellie Whiteside.
Oh, Craigie round.
Ellie Whiteside coming in saying, good evening. Oh, well, good evening to you as well. I believe you are, yes. You've been following since last Thursday, actually. So yeah, so you're new to the streams, and obviously you're a first-time chatter there for myself, not for the stream itself, but definitely for myself.
Yeah.
So good evening to you. How are you?
Yeah. And I just want as well, if you guys didn't hear, the other McLaren of Craigie has Span on that flying lap, and he is actually staying out. He's going to go for another run, so he's clearly left enough fuel in there to go for another flying lap.
I'm good, thank you.
I'm sure those guys are cooled down.
Yeah, Mellowed Space going through Sector 1 as well, so he is continuing on with his lap. How you doing, Happy? Good evening. Thanks for the follow as well. Welcome in. Baguette asking if he's P2 in Tier 2, why is he in here?
That's all about the qualifying lap that he did yesterday, but as well, this track, the times are incredibly close in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like regardless of what tier, like I think when I reserved in Tier 1, I was like 7th or something, and I was only like 0.4 of pole. And you know, this track, you're mostly flat out for I'd say a good 60% of this. There's only really the hairpin and a couple of the tight corners that make all the difference on the lap. So if you can nail every single part of this track, you know, you're gonna be around about where Kai's time is. Because it only takes one little bit of a slide on this track, then you lose a couple of tenths on the flying lap. You can
like
nail
Mellowed
it.
Space has always had a very, very untidy third sector. A very untidy third sector indeed. We've actually got a spinner. Is that Mason?
2 spinners, Craigie and one of the Red Bulls.
It was Mason. So Mason's had a moment in Sector 2.
Yeah.
Just coming off of Hulkenberg's I'm hanging here like a cow corner.
And also to point out as well, one of your championship contenders, Vintage, is just coming underneath the hotel section of the track.
Oh yes.
To finish his first flying lap past Latifi corner. And we are now coming through the penultimate corner now. Full Vintage, who was your previous championship leader, hoping to regain that back. Comes out the final corner, and let's see what he can do now. It's a 25.3, which does put in P4.
As Kai actually coming through on another outlap, so have to keep an eye on him. We're going to keep an eye on Carnage though.
Yeah.
Carnage currently possibly getting a cheeky toe from his teammate, although I'm not sure his teammate's actually giving him a toe, and I think he's being a bit more of a hindrance at the moment. Just hanging around there. I mean, I wouldn't want a Ferrari that close to me.
I think what they might be planning is potentially giving him a bit of a drive down that back straight, letting him get a little bit of slipstream off that teammate.
This close on a flying lap. I mean, look, this is just hindering him more than helping him at the moment. He has gone purple sector 1, but
he has, yeah.
I don't know.
He was 2,000 underneath his time, so yeah, he's not moving that his way. Then maybe they're not doing what I thought. Okay, now he has. Okay, that was very much Checo Perez-esque there. We're gonna see now. We're gonna see now how much time he's actually gained through the second sector.
That fence line. That is a great line through here. So he is currently 10th up on his time. It's not a purple sector 2 though, so it's slower than Kai's sector. As if he's pulled himself into P2 as well with a 24.4. No one else managing to get into those 23s yet. Carnage can try his best to get into a 23, but I don't think this is a 23 lap. I think this is like a 24.0, 24.1 to be honest, and it's an invalidation, so it's game over there for Carnage.
Yeah.
Zippy continuing on.
Vintage out. That's huge as well. That was that too. I might have just been in the pits. Yeah, it was, I think. But also to point out as well, last week as well, Kai was about 0.7, 0.8 quicker than anybody else in qualifying. So it seems like Kai is a little bit of a qualifying merchant, it seems, and he also had very good race pace last week as well.
And he's up on his time yet again. And this could be a 23.8 here.
Is solid lap time there from Kai.
As Mellowed Space is down on his time, so his qualifying is over as well. And actually, that is qualifying over because he is the final driver here. So Baguette saying that track limits are
something or rubbish. You say?
Yeah. Kai takes pole, Zippy second, Carnage Achilles into third place with Vintage in fourth. So your top. So you've got 3 of your top 4 in the championship in the top 4 at the moment. So yeah, that's gonna be a bit of an interesting race with Baguette, your other championship contender, down there in P8 at the moment. Let's have a little look and see what else we've got. So we have actually got only one double top 10 team at the moment, and that is Ferrari with Carnage and Spoof both in your top 10. So everybody else has only managed a single car, I believe.
Yeah, so we do have your grid for today's Tier 4 Grand Prix here at Abu Dhabi, and it is Kai with an astonishing lap of 1:23.8, 0.5 ahead of Zippy in second, with Carnage Achilles in third, with Vintage in fourth, Booth and Comey Senna in fifth and sixth, Mark 7 Guard and Baguette in P7 and 8, with Blobby Butler and Mason in 9th and 10th, 2 Canadians in 11th and 12th, with Meadow Space in 13th and Artistic Genius 14th, with Craigie 15th and T. Du Bois in 16th, the only driver to not set a valid lap time.
And yes, Mason, you're correct. Red Bull as well in 7th and 10th. So we've got 2 teams managing to get both their cars into top 10. What an eagle eye you have there, Mason.
Very good spot. And that is also, that is very true. And that also does prove that how kind of well balanced the teams are, in my opinion, with how they've done them this season, and how, it's very much, they're not 2 really like top of the game, top of the tier drivers in the same team, because it would make it very unfair and it would make the team championship pretty pointless. And so it's nice that we see kind of different skill level between the 2 drivers in each team. So it does kind of balance things out across the board, really, and it makes up for a really interesting championship battle, but also a team championship battle as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And also, as predicted, that it is sunny skies, well, dark, clear skies, I should say, not sunny, over this Abu Dhabi circuit here. As they do start this race with it kind of being still a little bit light on track, and then as this race goes on, we will see darkness properly fade over the Asmarina circuit.
And we've got Carnage, the only driver out there on the hard tyres. Everybody else electing for those mediums. Very interesting. Very interesting.
And I do remember from yesterday, the Tier 3 guys, everybody was on the medium tyres apart from the pole position of, I think it was Soabit, and he was on the softs, to my knowledge, from what I can remember from watching yesterday. It reminded me. So that was the case in Tier 3. It's a little bit of a different situation here in Tier 4.
Absolutely. So Mason's saying that he only needs 3 points to go ahead of T. Da Silva in the Drivers' Championship as well. As T. Da Silva not actually racing tonight.
No, T. Da Silva not here, so we only have the one Mercedes out on track, and that is T. Du Bois. So he'll be looking to try and finish that race for that Mercedes squad.
Yeah, T. Du Bois didn't have a very good academy race earlier on, so hopefully he's going to look to redeem himself. He got spun on lap 1, and actually he had undercar damage for the remainder of for what he was racing, and it wasn't very much longer in the race before he'd said, you know what, this is just undrivable, and the team asked him to box.
Ooh. We have now the guys just lining up on the grid, ready to go racing here. It's going to be an interesting one here. Tier 4 always put on a good show for us to get your snacks ready and get your drinks ready, because this is going to be one entertaining race for you guys we're going to have in store for you here.
Ellie White, Ellie Whiteside, sorry. The championship leader is currently Carnage Achilles.
Yes. Once we are underway, I will once again read out your championship standings for those that have just stopped by after I'd read them out. But we have one light, 2 light, 3, 4, 5 lights, and it is lights out, and away we go here for Tier 4, round 9 here at Abu Dhabi, and Kai gets a great start here. They're also Zippy getting a great start as well.
Blobby Butler got absolutely pinned.
Oh, there's carnage
in the... there was huge carnage.
Who's that involved?
That was Mark 7 God it was. I don't know who else it was. Baguette's dropped all the way down to 13th.
Yeah, that's something that we don't like to see there. A lot of drivers getting caught up in a bit of carnage, and one of the Alfa Romeos running wide, Villeneuve. I don't know whether he's got wing damage, because it did look like that Villeneuve could not turn that Alfa Romeo well at all.
Yeah, there was, I think it was Villeneuve or Blobby Butler. I'm not sure which one of the two Alfa Romeos, but on turn 1, down the pit straight into turn 1, they got completely...
Oh, there's been carnage. Villeneuve again on Craigie, I believe that was. Hit his side of his car there, so hopefully Craigie doesn't have any side pod damage or anything like that to that McLaren. Because it seemed like Villeneuve just missed his braking marker, and it was quite a shame as well, I've just seen.
Blobby Butler against Spoofette, very, very close together as they go towards the hotel section here. Ooh, Spoofette's just off the track, going... very, very wide, and that is actually Carnage Achilles, your championship leader, spinning at Latifi corner, and he is now bleeding positions, and he is actually behind every single one of his championship rivals at the moment. Tilmo into the pit, so there's definitely damage on the back of Tilmo, and the driver that started on those hard tyres now down in 11th place.
Yeah, not good there, and I will confess I did have the same exact moment there as Carnage. When I did the reserve in Tier 1, it was very frustrating, because there's almost no control over it. You've almost got to really feather the throttle, or just let the car just go around there, and then slowly put the power on, because that corner is really slippy, and it does get worse as this race goes on. When you start being on really warm tyres, it is a bit of a problem. And the soft tyres as well, as you've just probably seen on stream, the Tillman and Mark 7 God boxing for those softs. They're an interesting tyre to be on.
Past Miller space as well for 12th and 13th place. Carnage up into 11th place now. Into 11th place as well now, and that was a huge tank slapper. But here comes Mason on Blobby Butler, looking down the inside of Blobby. But Blobby Butler manages to keep around the outside and just about stay ahead as Mason spins. And that is Mason. That's promoting Baguette back into P8. I believe only a position down on where she started.
It is, yeah. And I will have a look. That might actually be where she qualified, I think. I'm not too sure, but it could be. It was, yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Having an absolute nightmare just ahead of her here as well. Getting all out of shape at every option possible. DRS now re-enabled. And there we go. There we go. So Baguette now into 7th place. Yeah. Craigie's dropping down. Carnage up into 9th now. So he's gained a couple of places very early on. As Zippy's round. Zippy is round at turn 3, and Baguette goes through as well. So that is Baguette continuing on, doing what Baguette does best, gaining positions throughout the race.
Yeah, and also just for those that were questioning the championship standings currently, I will get them up for you now, and it is, as Zippo has said, it is Carnage Achilles with 112 points, leading the way by 9 points from Baguette, who is currently sat in P6, with Kai on 96 points. And
here goes Carnage down the inside, down the inside into the hairpin, and that is Carnage Achilles back up into 7th place, getting dispatching of T the boy, and he can now get the charge on after Baguette in 6th place.
Yep. So I will say, if you didn't quite catch that from the action that was happening out on track here, it's all go here, but it is, as I said, Carnage with 112 points from Paige, Baguette in with 103 points, with Kai in with 96 points. And Vintage with 95 points, so it's very, very close there at the top. 17 points separated the top four.
And just watching T Du Bois here, he's just been overtaken by Zippy and looking very, very uncomfortable. Now, I don't know if he does have more damage to this car, but he's understeering at every possible option, and I can't see him continuing on much longer if he has got damage. Whether that be where he understeers too much into a wall or he just calls it a day and retires. And we've got yellow flags, Spoof X out of the session, and that is going to be our first safety car of this session.
It will be indeed, so that will be slowing the field right down there as the first DNF of this race has occurred at a point in the track which it is very, very easy to spin. He probably lost it on the exit curve there. It probably almost, what would be the word, beached maybe on the curb a little bit, which then lost a bit of control of the car. The rear probably stepped out on him and sent him straight into the wall.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, now the race has been neutralised, obviously. I'm going to pop to the toilet very, very quickly whilst we are in safety car conditions, and I'll be back.
No problem at all, guys. So it was be with me for a couple of minutes while Sippo does what he needs to do. Whilst we have this first safety car and hopefully the last safety car this evening. We don't want to see any other driver DNF from this race because it's not nice when that happens to you when you're out on track. But yes, it's very, very easy to do here. This track's incredibly slippery in my opinion. A lot of corners here where you can easily lose that rear of that car because it's lethal, especially on old tyres. Also, for Squad, I just had to ask, how are you guys doing that are currently in chat? Hope you're all well and enjoying the stream so far. So we currently do have now Kai has just come to the back of that safety car as the pack will now follow in suit. We will probably see this safety car out till probably the end of lap 7, I think. Because if any of the safety cars have been to go by this past week, they've been out for at least a couple of laps. So we'll probably see the safety car come in at the end of lap 7, with Mark 7 Guard getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and he is the first driver of the day to receive a penalty. We have Hilmer, the only driver actually to have boxed for the hard tyres. Everybody else choosing to stay out, which I think is the right decision. Excuse me. It is early, I would say, to box for those hards, and the softs don't tend to last here. From what I've gathered, they're normally a bit knackered after like 6 or 7 laps. You'll be lucky to get them in 10 laps. I'd say you'll be lucky to get them before they really start dropping off. You probably have pace on them for 2 or 3 laps at best, and then they're all the way down to like how the hards would be, quite worn. They wear incredibly easy here, which is one of those tracks where those softs are just not it. But it's always good to save a set for the race in case there is a late safety car. We currently do have 11 people here. Hello everybody, how are you all doing? So we've got a couple of drivers that are listening in chat, listening to the stream, so everyone is doing well, as I've said. Zeppo will be back shortly, who is the one that is streaming this Grand Prix for you guys this evening. So no, it's just a heads up, so you might be wondering why the camera's not moved off Kai for a couple of laps.
So here we go.
He is back.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think we've done it yet, guys. What did everyone have for dinner?
Oh crap, yeah, we haven't done that yet.
I had an Indian for dinner.
I actually had a Chinese.
Yeah, we've gone off Chinese for a little while.
We haven't, because we're normally like out working every single weekend. We don't normally get to have like a takeaway. And it is my dad's birthday tomorrow, so we thought, why not get something that we've not had in a while? So yeah, it was very, very good. I had quite the selection of things, shall we say, on my plate from the Chinese.
Yeah, I had an Indian. What did everyone else have, guys? What did everyone else have for? Oh, Esports Pain had spaghetti bolognese. Nice. What did everyone else
I,
have
was,
for
I
dinner?
always had to put a bit of parmesan on top of my spag bowl.
I'm not really a pasta eater, to be honest.
I love pasta. It's one of my favorite things. But I will say, on my Chinese, I did have um, crispy duck pancakes. I
Ooh,
had special chow mein, chili beef, seaweed,
can't beat a bit of chili beef.
and chicken balls. So it was incredibly good.
Very nice.
Uh,
I like the beef and chicken in black bean sauce. Very very tasty. I like that.
Ooh, nice, yeah. So I did have quite the array of items on my plate, but I claimed a lot. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I like
Yep.
the like the you can go to those all you can eat buffet places, can't you? Where it's got the variety of different cuisines. You've got Chinese,
Yes.
Indian, Italian, sushi. If you're a sushi fan, you've got like the grills. You've got everything. I do really like those places.
I'm so on those sorts of places because you don't know who's kind of been watching the food before you've gotten there. I prefer restaurants and such instead of like
Yeah,
a buffet place. But if I had to go to one, I would happily go to one. But if I had the choice, I would definitely rather go to a restaurant than a buffet. But it's kind of all personal preference, really.
yeah.
You know. As I said, this safety car will probably be in this lap now, as we're just waiting on Tilmo to rejoin them. But it's already
Absolutely,
been
that ain't
out for
no
a couple
good.
of laps, so it's guaranteed to come in this lap. It has to be. Um, and the call normally comes quite early for it as well. So
I don't know if you guys have got Cosmo where you are, but Cosmo is probably one of the best ones for an all-you-can-eat buffet. Oh, Baguette's just got a 5 second penalty.
that's very interesting. How did that happen?
That was Carnage Achilles. Carnage Achilles has gone past,
Oh,
given the place back, and then Baguette's got the illegal overtake.
that will be removed at the end of the race. Then, um, yeah,
You'd like to
that will
think so.
definitely be reported, and that will probably be removed. So yeah, it happens. It's just the game being the game. But that is also the difference of going side by side with somebody. As I believe there has been a rule implemented for the races that you can't do the Max
Well,
Verstappen by being side by
it's a
side.
rule in real life. So,
Yeah.
but here we go. There's a Kai now leads the pace of this safety car restart, and it's down to him when he decides to go after that safety car has entered the pit lane, and I believe it has already entered the pit lane, and it has, and now there goes Payne off. Sorry, Kai. There he goes. And he hasn't really caught anybody off guard. Maybe Vintage a little bit. Tilmo's out of the session. He's actually crashed it at the Tiffy corner. Now, I don't believe there's going to be another safety car because there isn't usually a safety car on a restart.
No, there's not.
Zippy getting very close to Carnage. Carnage getting very close to Baguette.
Yeah.
And almost looking at him move down the inside. An artistic F1. He's round as well. Blood Hunter, hello, does this league know what blue flags mean? Well, I mean, I would like to think they know what blue flags mean. It's pretty straightforward and self-explanatory what a blue flag is.
It's very simple. Carnage at the inside of Page, two of the four championship contenders battling it out at the moment. 4P5. Carnage having a bit of a moment in his round.
And Zippy's just got front wing damage from that.
Oh, has he?
Yep.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's the problem with the Booby Sting as well, I think.
So Blood Hunter, hello, does this league know... Right.
Okay.
Does this league know what blue flags mean? Bet I am joining. Nah, because my league is mentally challenged and don't know what blue flags... I mean... I don't really know how to respond to that, to be honest.
Yeah,
saying
it's
takes a lot to convince you. I mean, like, just don't really know how to respond to you. I know how I should respond to you, but
there's
I'm not
different
going to respond
ways
to
of
you on streaming the
describing
way I
what
should
you've
be
said.
responding to you. Blobby Butler's round.
But yes, if there are,
Pain, who,
if
me
there is anyone
or the
joining,
person talking? Pain. Am I
yeah.
feeling? I mean, who are you asking that to?
I mean, I feel fine. Do you feel fine?
I feel fantastic.
I feel great. Yeah, I feel amazing. But yeah, I will say if there is anybody doing here that does want to join, this is Prospects eRacing League. There are 4 tiers for PlayStation. It races from a Monday to a Thursday at 10 p.m. British time. This is your tier 4 race and your final race of the week. There is also 2 PC tiers on a Monday and a Tuesday at 8 p.m. and also an Academy PlayStation tier at 8 p.m. on Thursday.
Well, actually, the Academy is crossplay now, so...
Oh, is it? Okay. I didn't know
that. Good, thank you, Payne. Really good, thank you. But get all over vintage here. All over vintage. Interesting to see. Obviously, now the DRS has been re-enabled. Just Komi-san already 1.2 behind Kai. As vintage is 4.6 behind Just Komi-san. Yes, this race has kind of got a little bit topsy-turvy now.
It has, definitely. And Kai currently leading the way, and I mean, with the pace he showed in qualifying,
Craigie's round.
Craigie's round again. No, Craigie not having the best of races on his second race on his return after a P3 last week in Hungary. So Craigie had a very, very good race at Hungary last week, but something just doesn't seem to be there for him today here at Abu Dhabi.
Page looking for a move on vintage and done the correct thing, in my opinion, in waiting for the next DRS straight. However, by doing so, has pulled Villeneuve right in onto the back of them. But here she goes, round the outside. As Baguette up into P3 now.
Yeah, whoa, it's a bit of slowing down there. What's happened there?
Was that an illegal overtake?
Might have been.
Was it off track?
If it was, it might have been. If they have, they've done very well to rekindle
orchestrate that without any major incidents.
That is
space
true.
On the back of Craigie's. Oh, huge lock up there for Mellow Space, and that is massive lock up. That is almost a. That didn't ghost. My God, Craigie's round. That did not ghost.
That is the one issue that I have with this game, and that has happened multiple times, is a ghosting seems to happen.
That car just did not ghost at all.
And again, and Artistic is now into P10. Artistic looks like he's struggling to turn that. No, that front wing seems fine. It seemed like he couldn't really turn that. Williams very well.
Here goes Baguette down the inside on vintage, getting the move made this time. Carnage Achilles gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, and in the background we had a bit of Mark 7 God and Villeneuve changing positions. However, Baguette is now going to become under some serious threat from vintage now, as he's got DRS looking to go down the inside. Baguette to hold it round the outside to try and get that move done, and does so. Wow. Yep. The inside line there, very much not the line to be on. Very much like Zandvoort turn 1 actually.
Yeah.
Zandvoort turn 1. When you're making a move into there, I noticed it from the real life F1. The inside line is not the line to be. So that corner there seems very similar to Zandvoort turn 1, and the inside line not being the optimal racing line.
Yep. Then also to point out, 3 of your 4 championship contenders are inside the top 4, with your championship leader down in 12. So if things stay like this championship will close even more. So it's going to get very interesting if things can stay like this.
Yeah, and vintage actually just losing time to Baguette at the moment, going backwards.
Yeah.
Still within DRS, however, but for how much longer that is, I'm not sure. But vintage in a much better state battery-wise, actually.
Yeah.
mellowed space into the pits.
Well, I will say, from my knowledge and what I have seen from these tier 4s throughout the season, I do have a remembrance of Vintage being quite good on his battery and saving it quite a lot until
Oh yeah, he
he
going for
really
the
needs
move
to
now.
use it
Oh,
in this
that gets forced
situation.
him down the inside as well. Yeah. Oh, Blummy Butler's out. Safety car number
Back
2.
safety car number 2, yes.
That's come
That's
at a
the
very good
forward.
place. That's actually come at a very good position. Very good position for
Right,
these
guys.
guys at the front on track. Yes.
Yeah, they're going to box in for halves now, definitely. I'll be very surprised if they don't. Yep, Kai in, Harry San in. Will Biget and Vintage come in? That is the question. Biget in, Vintage in, Mark 7 in. Will Villeneuve come in? Yeah. Mason will as well. Surely you'll see all those boxing. Yep. As predicted, they're all going to come in, so that safety car couldn't come at a better time.
Most definitely, yes.
As Butler choosing a very, very British word there to describe his emotions right now after that crash. I won't repeat it on stream, but good word to use, sir.
I love that. Brilliant. Was up
Good
for
word to
third,
use
binned
there.
it twice on the same bit on sector 1, same play for Spook. Yeah, it's just one of those. I just find turns 2, 3, and 4 very, very meh in this game. A 1.9 second stop there for Mason. Crazy.
Wow. I've never had anything better than 2.2.
No, nor have I.
Is that like a percentage chance that you can get a better quick pit stop than
Maybe if you
2.2?
drive the Red Bull,
Maybe.
they're very good at their pit stops.
They are indeed.
It's Artistic has left the session.
Is that a technical issue for Artistic? If it is, I will now ping him an invite so it saves you doing it on stream, Zippo. So I will do that for you right now. See if it is a. Yep, I'll ping you an invite, Artistic. Spare me a second.
See you next week, Bobby.
See you next week, Bobby, and keep your head down and focus on next week because I'm sure you'll do really well. You're coming out of the pit. I have sent you an invite, Artistic, so you should be able to rejoin. I do have a feeling, Zippo, that this safety car could be in this lap
Yeah, I agree.
because it seems that is it been the same 2 laps around following this, or is this the 3rd lap?
This is the second
I think
lap.
it's the 2nd lap, so it's going to be a shorter safety this time around. Yeah, there we go.
I don't know if it works.
I don't know whether it works. It might not work at the moment, but I'm
I think it
sure
does.
that one of the guys in here will send you that Discord link so you can see the sign up information to join. But if you are interested in joining Zeus, this is Prospects Racing League.
I don't actually think
There
I
are.
can create an invite.
I don't know whether you can. I think somebody's done it prior in this chat. But this is Prospects Racing League. I don't know whether the Discord would be in the
There you go,
bio,
buddy.
maybe.
Use that invite. That'll get you into the league. Then you got to fill out a form, I think.
So, as I was saying, this is Prospects Racing League. There are 4 tiers on the PlayStation racing on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 10 p.m. UK time, with tier 1 on the Monday, tier 2 on the Tuesday, tier 3 on the Wednesday, and at the moment you're watching tier 4. And there's also 2 tiers for the PC that race on 8 p.m. on a Monday and a Tuesday. So, yeah.
So we go. So safety car coming in this lap. Kai retakes the lead of this pace. T Du Bois up into second place on those 8-lap-old hards.
Okay.
They're quite good for quite a lot more laps, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Another safety car later on brings him really into play.
Definitely.
Baguette
He just has to
down
try
into
and.
7th place now. Lost a lot of time, actually.
Maybe she mistimed the
She
immersive.
was in 3rd.
Something must have happened that we had.
There's something wrong with T Du Bois' car, I'm telling you.
Seriously?
Yeah, I generally think there's something wrong with that car.
In what way?
Just every corner he's running wide at. It's like he's just struggling with damage. I think he's got damage.
Like side
of
pod,
course,
think,
Ellie, yes. The 5-second time penalty.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, great spot there. Well done. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I completely forgot about that.
It honestly is quite good serving that naturally in the race because you could still make ground up on the guys, and if you know you've got the pace to do so, then you may as well do it and then not have to worry about getting it removed at the end of the race.
So Villeneuve into 5th place now. Mark 7 God sweeping back on the switchback down the inside and takes the place back. Sorry, and this has just allowed Baguette to fight her way back into this battle a bit more.
Yeah, these guys are definitely bunching up there, as you can see now. This front group really all together now. And if it stays like this, we could see ourselves with a bit of a DRS trend, but Kai has pulled a 1.3 second gap to just Komi-san in second. T Du Bois already lost the position.
T Du Bois?
Yeah.
I know his tyres are older, but 10-lap-old hards wouldn't be struggling this much, and it just doesn't look a comfortable car.
No, it doesn't. It just
Mellowed and Artistic have had a moment together, I think.
Something's happened.
Vintage going around the outside into the hairpin down towards that DRS straight. Gets the move made around the outside. Yep, tucks back in. And T Du Bois down into 4th place. And then you've got Mark 7 God coming for a move on T Du Bois as well. So, I don't know. I'm not convinced this is just tyres. I'm really not. Oh!
There's got to be something wrong with that car because it just doesn't seem like it's turning. And he's got the speed down the straight as well. That's the thing. So maybe he's not got as much down.
Just had a massive moment. Very much a similar moment to what Lewis Hamilton had last season. As here goes T Du Bois down the inside. That is Artistic with a 3-second time, but Mark 7 God just tucking back in behind. And there we go. He's running out wide again.
Yeah, something.
It's understeering terribly. Baguette bleeding because going backwards.
2 seconds, guys. Give me a moment.
Yeah, Baguette's going backwards here.
Just say it. You keep it up till tomorrow. Huh? Yeah.
And here goes T Du Bois on Mark 7 God. Once again, there's contact. Oh my goodness, that was huge contact. And Villeneuve's managed to get himself through there somehow. And Villeneuve now up into 4th place. Mark 7 got down into 5th. T Du Bois into 6th. Carnage into 7th. And actually ahead of Baguette now. Zippy, oh my God, just full sent that to Carnage Achilles. Literally just chucked that Ferrari down, found a gap, licked the stamp, sent it. And yeah, off he went up into P6. There goes Zippy into P7. And Baguette, I don't know what's happened to Baguette. I don't know what's happened. But T Du Bois and Zippy and Carnage all fighting it out here, having a real good ding-dong here for 6th, 7th, 8th. And this is just bringing Baguette back into play in P9. Mark 7 God and Villeneuve going around the outside is Mark 7 God as he goes around the outside on Villeneuve, and that is Mark 7 God up into P4 now. It's T Du Bois having another moment there, I think, with Zippy, and Baguette just waiting, I think, waiting very patiently. DRS is enabled now, so there is going to be DRS, and he's just not looking comfortable, that Mercedes. I don't know, it's I don't know if it's underfloor, side pod, or what, but it's he's just looking a bit of a hindrance out on track at the moment, to say the least. Let's have a look and see what's going on elsewhere. Villeneuve, Mark 7 God, kind of battle over at the moment. Baguette, definitely the closest fight apart from Carnage, Villeneuve, and Tita Boy. Yes, he just dropping positions. Baguette really needs to get this move done, because all that's happening now is she's just losing pace and losing ground on her championship rivals up ahead. Tita Boy definitely has the straight line speed. It's the cornering that he is struggling with, massively struggling with. As Villeneuve, Carnage Achilles gets all sorts of tangled up there, and there goes Zippy again. Zippy getting the move made on Villeneuve, and Zippy up into 6th place, and welcome back.
Yep, sorry about that, guys. But yes, I've just had to go out the road for a couple of minutes, but yeah, so Tita Boy losing a lot of positions now. I haven't quite seen what's happened in the past couple of laps. Yeah. Ooh, that Mercedes really doesn't look healthy.
It looks unhappy, doesn't it? It looks really unhappy. Oh my god! I don't know what's wrong, but I don't actually know what Tita Boy is doing. But he's almost taken Baguette out twice there.
Underbody damage, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, that move coming into the penultimate corner just then was almost suicidal. It's, I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, Baguette will be glad that he's behind her now, not that she's behind him anymore. Because I was saying a couple of laps ago, it looks a hindrance more than a help out on that track at the moment. And if there's damage, then maybe it's best that he does just pop that car into the pits and retires it, because he's going to end up causing either someone else damage or an unnecessary safety car, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be side pod or underbody. It has to be.
And the battling between Baguette and Tita Boy has actually cost her a lot of ground on the championship rivals up ahead. Carnage down the inside of Zippy. Carnage up into 5th place. He's on medium tyres, and they're not going to last much longer. There's 10 laps of this race to go. He's going to be hoping for another safety car, because he's going to need it.
Definitely.
So he doesn't lose too many positions, and obviously then it'll be a however many lap shootout there on the soft tyres, I'd have thought.
Yeah, because those 13 upwards starts for Tita Boy, sorry. Surely they won't have worn off that much already.
No, I don't think it's tyre related at all.
There has to be something.
Yeah, these hards are good to the end.
Yeah.
100% good to the end. I mean, it's just every opportunity you're just seeing that Mercedes running wide. Baguette definitely has the pace.
Yeah.
Taken 7 tenths. Zippy's round. Oh, no, he's not. He's just lost a position. My mistake. Automatically assume when you see a car losing a position there that he's that the car's spun, to be honest. Yeah, absolutely fine. Craigie retiring in the pits, had enough. And 9 tenths Baguette's taken out of Villeneuve this lap.
That's crazy. There is a bit of a battle going on for P5, which Villeneuve is involved in, which is just helping a situation because she's right at the tail of the battle now. So, that's among them, right in the battle.
Yeah, and here she goes. I think she's about to dispatch of Zippy, because obviously she's going to have the outside line, which is the better line here, as you can see once again. And right onto the back of your championship leader, Carnage now. Now, let's just talk a moment about Carnage, let's say. He boxes now. He comes out P10.
Yeah.
Not ideal for him at all. After starting on those medium tyres, that early spin absolutely, it completely destroyed his chances, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Vintage
for sure.
Up into 3rd place again. Yellow flag. That is for Zippy. How did he manage to do that down the straight?
You can hit the curb, but you can hit the curb at 1 and spin out. I believe it's quite easy to do on old tyres. So Yeah, that's not helping Zippy's situation. I believe Zippy is P6 in the championship. Don't completely quote me on that, but
Carnage getting the move
I
made
believe
on
it is.
Villeneuve here, down to the inside. But Villeneuve's then going to have the DRS to fight. Yeah. So Villeneuve's now going to have the DRS to fight back. Oh! As Baguette's just driven into the back. I don't know if there's damage on that Aston Martin. There's not, thankfully, but it's whether it's invisible damage now.
You'll know by how that car's turning, and it seems to be turning fine, so I think the Aston Martin drive's okay. It seems to be turning perfectly fine, so...
Yeah, so Mason on the back of Zippy now, 12 lap old. Tita Boy is just literally... It's just going backwards. That car is just going backwards. It's almost like a real life Mercedes.
We see words.
From the early rounds, let's say, it seems to be very competitive at the moment. Still not quite Ferrari and Red Bull competitive, but it's definitely competitive as like third placed team.
Yeah, but I just noticed like Tita Boy did not get that car turned at turn 1.
That's what I mean, the car just doesn't turn in. I think it's underbody.
Possibly.
Which is unfortunate because he's had both races with underbody damage.
Well, like for a Mercedes driver. If that is the case, was it there's something definitely not right with that car, as you said.
So coming up to the final 7 laps of this race. Carnage is going to be boxing at some point, I think. Yeah, see, Tita Boy just, I don't know.
He just had a bit of a moment and lost 2 positions at that chicane. He lost the rear. Yeah, so definitely not right. Can't be. 6.2 ahead of everybody else in track, so looking pretty comfortable.
I mean, look at Kai, 6.3 ahead of just Komi-san. 13 seconds cover the top 3.
Yeah, crazy. Benji's having a good race actually after retiring or DNFing last week, and there is a yellow flag sector 3, and is that Tita Boy again?
That's Tita Boy, and it's mellowed space as well. Tita Boy going to retire? I think he will be. I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
No, he's going out.
Villeneuve gaining on Carnage. Those mediums are now starting to get that screaming at the driver at the stage now, I think. 3.3 behind Mark 7 God as here comes Villeneuve. Going to have DRS once again. You can just see the traction difference, the exit that the Alfa Romeo got in comparison to those 14 lap old medium tyres, sorry. It's absolutely crazy. There's a little bit of a nudge there in the back. It's I think oh my god, that's brave. He's just chucked it down the inside. Absolutely chucked it down the inside. That is one of the latest dive bombs I've ever seen. My goodness. This kind of getting, I think he knows his tyres are gone. It's getting desperate now. There are desperate moves coming in from Carnage Achilles at the moment.
He is a championship leader, so he needs to take all the points he can.
He's not going for a move into turn 1. Oh my god, he's just thrown it down the inside into turn 1 as well there.
Great move, actually. Really good move. This is bringing Baguette, your P2 in the championship, back into this battle for P5. Oh, Carnage is
he's done that to get he's done that to get DRS. 100% he's done that to get DRS. Yeah, he's done it to get DRS.
Yeah, are you allowed to do that in the rules though?
I mean, it's risky.
It's not how this falls at all.
Yeah, I don't understand what he's doing because it's almost put Baguette into the back of him.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
That's all stemmed from Saudi Arabia last season, though, isn't it?
Exactly.
In real life, yeah, it's all stemmed from that. They saw Max and Lewis doing it, so it got introduced, well, not introduced by leagues, but it was very quickly introduced by drivers in league racing. And my league personally have put a rule into place in regards to it, because if everyone's caught doing it, then you know they're getting slapped with a penalty, because it's dangerous driving.
It is, because you shouldn't expect somebody to slow down on
And of
track
course,
like
it's
that.
effectively brake checking, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. And his delta that lap was 4 seconds slower than what his best lap. So, and that's not normal. You know, it's not normal to be 4 seconds off with no mistakes. You know. So,
I mean, yes, tyres are dying, but not dying that much.
no, he's only 0.2 off in the first sector. So.
But this, guys, is your closest battle out there on track. This fight for 5th place. Evening, Maundy. How you doing, my man?
Good evening, Maundy. How are you doing? Yes, this is your closest battle. Oh, Villeneuve getting a bit squirmish there. I saw.
That was very squeaky bum moment.
Certainly.
And that has allowed carnage to get. Oh my goodness. T the boy, sector 1.
Okay.
That's fair enough, Maundy. What did you have for dinner tonight?
We always ask this question, Maundy, if you've not been here before in tier 4 or been here for the all important question.
Absolutely, yeah. It's literally our tier 4 question. Fish and chips. Let's go. So far, we've had 3 takeaways and 1 home-cooked meal. So we've had an Indian by myself, a Chinese by Chappers, fish and chips from yourself, and Esports Plane had a home-cooked spaghetti bolognese. So, yeah. There is a mega chippy by me. Oh my god. Big mega chippy. Big mega chippy.
That closed down. I swear I heard it was closing. Oh, Meadow Space had a moment there as I was flicking through.
As Blobby Butler says, home cooked chicken and chips for me. Well, you can't beat chicken and chips. What sort of chicken was it, Blobby? Was it marinated? Was it breaded? Was it battered? Was it
Pan
southern
fried is quite good.
char grilled?
Pan fried is good.
Yes, but here comes Baguette on Villeneuve. Villeneuve going backwards at the moment as well. Baguette getting the drive round the outside. I think around the outside, it's the line to take. Evening Drunk Pirate, skin on chicken legs roasted. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I say.
Yep. Good evening, Drunk Pirate. How are you doing? We are coming to the closing stages of this race now. Kai's 10 seconds ahead of the field.
Yeah, that's crazy. 17 seconds, 18 seconds clear. The top 3. I think I got
Crazy.
Outside of the take. Yes, definitely. Outside seems to be the way forward there. Pirate, as you're here, what did you have for dinner?
I see Pirate's posts on Instagram. He eats quite nice food, I've seen.
Oh, but yeah, he does eat some nice food.
Seen the photos.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's what I was going to do anyway.
Yes. Pirates has dominated the whole weekend, really, the whole race and qualifying. Yeah,
he dominated this. He dominated this the academy race as well. He didn't take pole position, but oh my god, Villeneuve almost up. I don't know if you've seen that on the
I'm gonna watch it now. I'll watch it now.
So, Drunk Pirate had a homemade Wagamama's. So he had chili chicken with chili chicken ramen. And Ellie, yes, we mean tea. So what did you have for tea, Ellie? Oh dear. I mean, I normally have Tetley, but I don't know about you.
God's sake.
So we're on lap 28 of 29 here. Some of these dinners do actually sound a bit tasty, to be honest. So yeah, on
They
the
do
ultimate lap
indeed.
now, guys, and Kai now 13 seconds clear. What has happened to Just Komi-san?
I have no idea. Something's obviously not right with that
Oh,
Alpine.
Yorkshire tea. Just got that advert in my head now. So they get up into P5 ahead of the championship leader, but here comes Carnage on 19-lap-old medium tyres. Down the inside. Oh, down the inside, and sort of closes the door a little bit on Baguette.
I'm not a P fan, so I have.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what's happened here, because Villeneuve is just... I don't know what's happening.
Kobe Sanders seems like he's cruising.
Yeah, he's just chilling now, isn't he?
Yeah, oh, bit of contact there between the Ferrari and the Aston Martin, I think. It's become a little bit scrappy towards the end of this race.
What, as in Baguette and Carnage?
It's just, all round seems to be a little bit weird end of this race, and this has brought Zippy back into this. Oh, P5. Last lap of the race.
Oh yeah, I don't like that at all, Ellie. That's the... I mean, this has gone from what did we have for dinner to tea talk and splitting
Stuff going on
tea
the track.
bags, cream tea. Jesus, unless there's something else. Right, Villeneuve
Zippy.
on the back of Baguette, but yeah, I can sense as Impossible Bacon's just said, I can see or sense a possible puncture coming soon here. As oh my, Kai's already won the Grand Prix.
He's won the Grand Prix. Yeah, he got it.
My God, we were too busy watching that fight. But get back up. Oh, Carnage. Has Carnage gone pop? Has Carnage's tyres gone pop?
Oh.
I don't know.
I think they have. One of them. Yep.
Has he got a puncture?
He has. Is that a real...
No, there's no puncture. No, there's no punctures in that car. No, there's no punctures.
Very strange ending to this Grand Prix.
I mean, there
Might not be on the graphic.
yeah, there definitely isn't a visible puncture on that car. Well, yeah, so Kai wins.
Left looks really weird to me.
23 seconds ahead of just Komi-san.
Bonkers.
Could there be a petition? Could there be a petition for Kai to be moved up? I've got a feeling there might be, you know. I have a feeling that there's going to be some talks going on that he needs to be tier 3.
I agree. He's dominated past couple of weeks on pace. Just couldn't put it together last week, but yeah, you're more than welcome to read out your finishing race results. I suppose I read out the commentary,
Yes, no
but a
worries.
very, very entertaining race from the tier 4 guys.
Yeah, it was a brilliant race, actually.
17 of you in here to round off that Grand Prix. So thank you to everybody that is watching this Grand Prix here. We'll be waiting very shortly for the results to be read out.
Absolutely. So there you go. So Kai wins the Grand Prix with just Komi-san in second place. And Vintage rounding up your podium finishes there. Mark 7 God in fourth place with Baguette in fifth. Villeneuve down there in sixth place with Zippy in seventh. Carnage Achilles in eighth place after that late spin. Mason in ninth, and T. Du Bois, well, somehow managed to finish that race in P10. Mellow Space in 11th, and Artistic down there in 12th. Your non-finishers this evening were Craigies, Blobby Butler, Tilmo, and Spoof X. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up your round number 9 here in Prospects. Back live again on Monday night.
We will be, and next week's races are at Kota.
Ooh,
Circuit of the Americas.
Absolutely, so that's going to be another very interesting race. But yeah, I mean, round 10 next week, kicking off with Tier 1 on Monday night at 10 o'clock with myself and Luke. Tuesday night for Tier 2 is Feldman and Artistic with Tier 3 on Wednesday, with Solid Elite and Artistic as well. And then myself for the Academy on Thursday at 8 o'clock. And then myself and Chappers for Tier 4 this time next week, guys. But overall, a pretty entertaining race, to say the least. I would say more entertaining from 5th to 8th than it was anywhere else on the track. Definitely a fantastic battle there for those vital points in the championship. Vintage picking up yet another podium of this season as Kai does wonders with that victory for his championship fight. Carnage down there in P8, your championship leader finishing the lowest of all the championship contenders. So to be fair, it's just blown the championship wide open again with 3 rounds to go.
Yeah, it's closer than ever because Kai on 95 points finished first, Vintage on 95 Kai on 96 points finished first, Vintage on 95 finishing third, and then Baguette on 103 finishing fifth. So it's going to be very close.
Yeah, it definitely will be. So that rounds up this week, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and we will catch you again next week for Tier 1 on Monday night at 10 o'clock UK time, live over here on Prospects eRacing League's Twitch channel. But for now, guys, we're going to say goodnight. I've been Zippo.
And I've been Chappers.
And we'll see you again next week. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.